I've been knitting in yellow lately, just following it a little, seeing where it goes. This time now, I am trying Intarsia in the round and flat for the first time, and I'm not quite sure I know what's going on, but I'm loving the adventure. And also knitting the most beautiful cables, which I think I'm slightly obsessed with.
My name is Yewande. I'm a knitter, a mother of twins, and a writer. I'm based in Johannesburg. Welcome to Knitting the Blues. I've been going back and forth and I'm starting a new project. I've really been looking for something to knit with cables. I'm not at all experienced at knitting cables, but I have knit the odd cable and really enjoyed the experience, and I love the aesthetics of cables. And so anyway, this has been a thing that I really want to come around to cables. And I looked and looked and looked, and I have found the Holly sweater or Holly pullover. And I think it's lovely. I need something easy because I'm not experienced at cables. There are lots of patterns, but I can't go with something that doesn't have enough projects or that not enough people have made, because I'm not going to be able to work stuff out. I really need I really need a pattern that is gentle and kind. And I think this one is, I hope. I don't know. If anyone's made one, let me know. I remember interviewing Noma Ndlovu, and she said she liked the designer. I remember the name from that she mentioned the name. And so I'm really glad to be knitting someone that Noma rates highly, because I rate Noma highly. And so, yeah, I'm making it in, I'm just going to do a quick swatch to start with, but I made my poppy tee out of this. It's a sport weight yarn. It is this beautiful red. It was hand dyed by a local yarn dyer, and when they dyed it, they called it oxblood. I know the light is doing funny things, but I'm knitting at my desk and have some lovely light coming in, and it's a public holiday today. I did have to do a bit of work earlier, but now my public holiday is starting, and I'm just going to do a gauge swatch. This is a swatch with 4mm needles. I'm going to be working on that in this episode. I'll be doing some other things as well. I'll be tidying up some old projects of mine. I have a lovely, you'll see me tidying up some projects of mine. You'll see me, preparing things. I made this beautiful yellow vest. The vest is fantastic. I just don't think the colors necessarily work for me. And so I will be doing some sweater surgery to fix that. So you might see me tinkering around with that as well. The second idea is to make a sweater that is a kind of an exploration of reds and like a tonal play of red. Let's call it that. That sounds poetic. Reds and, some pops of purple. So I gathered all this yarn together that is all these colors. And I thought, what if I could make a kind of play of all these reds? And I will use Intarsia as the technique. And it's the first time I'm using Intarsia. And I will make the Toff sweater by Erishimitsu. Now, this is a sweater I've made before. I think I've knitted it at least twice. I feel like I've knitted it thrice, but no, I've knitted it twice. Once for my husband, once for the youngest. We have 3 older kids. My partner has 3 older kids from his previous marriage, so we call them the older kids. And the youngest of those older kids asked for a sweater, and I made him a top sweater. It's a lovely sweater. It's actually a worsted weight, although to be fair, I made it in Aran weight. I think I'm a tight knitter. And so I knitted that Aran weight sweater. I may have dilly-dallied with I may have doodled the gauge a bit and fixed it so that it fit. Both sweaters I made, I think, fit quite well. And this time I'll be making it in DK weight. And again, I think I can finagle it and it can work out. But it's a lovely sweater. It's very simple, So something like this, I think that's exploring red, you don't want it, it just needs to be quite a simple base so that the color can speak for itself. This is what I love more than anything, I guess. If you've been around a while, I just love sketching, like sketching and playing around and seeing and doodling with yarn. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah. I've also finally finished knitting all the washcloths, and they're all made of cotton, different kinds of cotton. And I thought it'd be good to wash them in the machine, test that out and iron them neatly and get them ready for the holiday. If you haven't been following, I'm making a bunch of washcloths for my extended family when we meet for our European summer holiday. Drying the loafers I made for my sister-in-law, early birthday gift. Don't panic, the fireplace is not on, but it's a little warm, and in the autumn weather, it's there's not a lot of sun. These are cute. She wanted them really bright, and I deliberately played a bit with the colors. Yeah, this is a wonderful viewer gave me very detailed instructions about rubbing alcohol and bleach. So I'm going to be trying her suggestions. This was just me using what I had in the house, but I'm going to need to go to the shops and get what I need to get rid of this. The stain remains. Oh dear. I have cast on for the Hawley pullover. I'm very excited. It's the first time I'm going to be doing this much cabling, and I've been nervous and I wasn't sure. My gauge is totally way too tight, and so I'm knitting a size 5, and the yarn just suddenly seems so tiny. And I'm a stockinette girl, and I've made a lot of I've made garments that are interesting, that I love, that I wear all the time. And it's been about 1.5 years of knitting garments. And I think there's a part of me that wants the challenge. I want to do more color work. I want to do mosaic. I want to work out how to do cables. This is a fairly simple cable pattern. I think it's absolutely elegant and very beautiful. And it's going to take me a while. It's knit from the bottom up, and it's knit in pieces. That's the other thing. I've always steered far away from anything knit in pieces. I did it once, early days. So maybe I'm also like, okay, it's been a while. Maybe I can do it better now. But I did a cardigan, and it was knit. I didn't even know it was knit in pieces. That's how early it was. I didn't know to look, like how to understand if something is seamed or not seamed, and bought the pattern and started making it and realized, oh my goodness, this is knit in pieces, and went along happily. But I didn't do a very neat job of seaming, and I think ever since I've just thought, it's so difficult. And so I'm also a little nervous of the seaming and how it's going to go. But the photos of this sweater are so exquisite, and I love the cable pattern. So let's see I'm not sure how much I'll get done within this video. I'm not promising to, but maybe I can at least get into the cables because I'd love to. I can't wait to see those showing up. Not quite the same, but these are some beautifully dyed hydrangeas that I bought many years ago. And I see that it's matching a little bit with my project. Oh my goodness, why didn't anybody tell me? What? Okay, so yes, I've heard people complain about about all the balls of yarn all over the place. And yes, it is interesting because you're juggling. But what I am absolutely hooked, excuse the pun, I will be making more Intarsia sweaters. This is totally made up. Is it totally made up? I mean, this is how rough it is. I made these very rough, probably not particularly good sketches. And I'm following it sort of. Yes, I'm being a little pedantic. It's my first attempt at Intarsia. I'm loving it, but I wasn't liking what I did wrong here. I did something wrong here. I have a feeling I know what it was, this one. And so I am gonna rip back. I still don't know why there's some issue with this stitch. I've done this so many times, so I'm gonna move on. I think there are ways to remedy that. I think I could duplicate stitch. I hope I'm right. I mean, maybe I'm making a big mistake by not fixing it, but it's pulled over 2 rows instead of one. I can see that that's what's wrong. I keep ripping back and I can't get it right. And it's not anywhere else. Like, this is beautiful. Everywhere else is beautiful. Look at that. That's beautiful. Hi. So I thought I would come on here and talk a bit about knitting Intarsia. It's been fascinating. Gosh, it's been fascinating. I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, but I need to let you know that I love this. And, you know, maybe it's just loving the process and happy to learn and practice things. I'll give you a bit of up close of my. I feel like I've really mastered is a loaded term, but like I feel like I've really, considering this is the first time I'm doing Intarsia, and I'm showing this to say, you can do it too. By the way, I'm wearing this is the third day in a row, I'm wearing my yellow sabai top. If you watch the episode, you'll see that it looks a little different. Yes, I went and did sweater surgery. I think you can see the join. I think it's okay. It's naughty of me. I should just have ripped back when I realized that the grey wasn't right, and I didn't, and I dug my heels in, only to finish the garment and realize. And so if you're wondering where all the rest of the stripes are, they're there. I can't turn around, everything's going to fall apart. But I'm wearing them on the back. I didn't undo that, but I took out the big grey up. This is much better. I like it. I do like it. I will wear it. Will I one day unzip it, like unfurl it? Possibly. Just because I'm a little sad about that. But I don't think it looks bad. I think if you know to look for it, you'll see it. And I wonder if it is blocked, and I think it might over time work itself out. But perfectly wonderful to wear, particularly if you're layering. Nobody sees that, and by the time I have this on, you just have that pop of gold, and I like it. I'm loving it. I think my technique is, if I may say, decent. I'm loving this. I love this color so much. This is the Filcolana Aweta, held double. I love how it works with this. And my reservation now is that perhaps this is a little bit too big, like it's just a bit much, where it's a much more subtle play. It's almost okay with this salmon, but this is a bit much, and I can't tell. Do I just complete the sweater and then maybe rip the whole thing out afterwards? Or do I stop now and do a different kind of Intarsia project? Having not wasted time at all, this was practice. So this is just so you get a sense of how it's wearing. I do invite comment. That can be a dangerous thing to throw out into the ether. But yeah, because I can't. What I thought recently is I could make the sleeves this, just so that it feels. So the sleeves would be largely from that color and dark. The rest of the body would just be this beautiful red all the way going down now. And that would be my first Intarsia sweater. I'm going to do lots more, or do I rip it back and start again? And what do you think? I love all the colors. I just wonder at the so much darker than but that's the point of Intarsia. It's a little off. Yeah. Yep. Doable. I say doable. Slightly wonky, but I would say restored. I could pull some of the stitches at the back. When I block it, I could settle. I'm happy. It took a while, I'm not gonna lie.